Directed by Alex Proyas and co-written by the screenwriting duo Matt Sazama and Burke Sharpless, Gods of Egypt tells the story of Bek, a mortal hero who joins forces with the god Horus to confront the villainous Set. Set, the merciless god of darkness, seizes the throne of Egypt, plunging the kingdom into chaos and conflict. The cast includes Australian actor Brenton Thwaites as Bek, Danish actor Nikolaj Coster-Waldau as Horus, and Scottish actor Gerard Butler as Set. Co-produced by Thunder Road Pictures and Mystery Clock Cinema, Lionsgate took on the film for a theatrical release, hitting screens on. Gods of Egypt received a meager 15% rating on Rotten Tomatoes and a score of 25 out of 100 on Metacritic. The film also earned 5 Golden Raspberry Award nominations and faced backlash for whitewashing Egyptian deities and cult. Details about the plot of Gods of Egypt 2 remain scarce. There is potential for improvement over the criticized narrative arcs could contribute significantly to the film's overall quality. Hollywood has yet to deliver a standout film based on Egyptian mythology, and Gods of Egypt 2 could fill that void by exploring the character-driven narrative. As the production company releases more information, fans can expect to form more theories about the plot and premise of the sequel. Until then, the possibilities for storytelling in the realm of Egyptian mythology remain intriguing and open to creative exploration. With that, let's discuss who might join the cast of Gods of Egypt 2. Nikolaj Coster-Waldau, known for playing Jaime Lannister in Game of Thrones, has been quite active in 2019, appearing in 3 films. Despite the criticism for Domino, he's set to star in Suicide Tourist and Notat. Since Game of Thrones concluded, he hasn't taken on any new TV roles. Gerard Butler has 3 releases this year: the sports comedy drama All-Star Weekend, the animated fantasy film How to Train Your Dragon: The Hidden World, and the action thriller Angel Has Fallen. He also has 2 more films, The Vanishing and Snow Ponies, in post-production and filming stages. Brenton Thwaites isn't releasing any films this year, but is active on TV, playing Dick Grayson, Robin in DC Universe's Titans. Élodie Yung, who portrayed Elektra Natchios in Marvel's Daredevil and The Defenders, is gearing up for the release of Secret Society of Second-Born Royals on Disney+. Courtney Eaton has had 2 releases since Perfect, and Rufus Sewell is busy filming Judy and The Father. Geoffrey Rush, an Academy Award-winning actor, has Land Down Under releasing in 2019. Now, who could be involved in the crew for Gods of Egypt 2? Since Gods of Egypt director Alex Proyas hasn't taken on any film projects, the screenwriting duo Matt Sazama and Burke Sharpless, who worked on Gods of Egypt, have been occupied as showrunners for the science fiction series Lost in Space and are currently involved in filming Daniel Espinosa's Morbius. Film score composer Marco Beltrami, known for his work in horror films like Scream, has been busy composing for various films in 2019, including Underwater, Ford vs. Ferrari, Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark, and Gemini Man. Cinematographer Peter Menzies Jr. from the original film has worked on projects such as the miniseries Roots, the biographical drama All Eyes on Me, the animated comedy film Peter Rabbit, and A Dog's Way Home since Gods of Egypt. Considering the original crew's current engagements, it's uncertain if they would return for the sequel. If the production moves forward, it's likely they'll consider new members for the primary crew. As Gods of Egypt initially premiered in February 2016, it's important to note that gods riding bug and tree-powered flying chariots, turning into metallic statues and fiery bulls, bleeding gold and hissing at snake monsters, it's a wild ride. Picture Gerard Butler, still in his 300 hangovers, roaring at the camera. You'd think I put any effort into trying to amuse you. It makes you wonder if he knew this whole thing was a joke, because this new film isn't just hard to watch, it's beyond saving. And enduring horribly rendered CG Egypt for a solid minute, we meet Bek, a mortal dude with Aladdin vibes, swiping valuables for himself and his crush Zaya. That's pretty much all we know about him. Not great for a main character. Meanwhile, the god of disorder, Set, kicks off his world domination plan in the most inconvenient way by blinding Osiris' son Horus. When something awful happens to Zaya, Bek gets sent on a quest to team up with the grumpy Horus for revenge on evil Set and an attempt to bring Zaya back to life. Spoiler alert, hilarity does not follow. The movie just gets dumber by the scene. Gods of Egypt feels like watching a bad video game. They even decide to consult Ra, the Zeus of Egyptian gods, who's chilling on a spaceship in ancient Egypt. Yes, a spaceship. To sum it up, flying chariots powered by butterflies, seriously angry metallic statues, plans involving killing the desert, giant serpents, and Ra on a spaceship, spontaneously combusting and played by Geoffrey Rush. Now let's talk about the massive issue, racial whitewashing. Horus, a noted Egyptian god, is played by the whitest, most Scandinavian guy ever, Nikolaj Coster-Waldau. And Gerard Butler as Set doesn't even bother with his ridiculously exaggerated Scottish accent. No defending this serious problem. The sooner they admit they messed up, the better. The only positive thing might be the discussion it sparked on this issue. What's truly disappointing is that the director, Alex Proyas, behind Dark City, iRobot, and Knowing, had a vision that looks like the inside of a flashy Dubai nightclub. A respected sci-fi filmmaker tumbling into a CG pit of his own making, this year's Jupiter Ascending. Gods of Egypt makes Jupiter Ascending look like a masterpiece. Heck, even Clash of the Titans. It's so similar to Clash that you almost expect a confused Sam Worthington to pop up. Surprise, they even squeezed in their own Release the Kraken moment here. Look, at least Immortals, The Rock's Hercules, and yes, Clash of the Titans and Jupiter Ascending had the decency to be amusing. They fully embraced their goofiness. Gods of Egypt, on the other hand, fails even at the one thing it should have nailed, the CGI on it. See ya!